So once you've got the vision, the next stage is to create that actionable and focused growth plan. So this is very much for you, Stacey, about keeping it realistic and your personal aspirations and your vision. Once you've got that, then you can start to create the growth plan. So all of you got within your membership pack something which I call the stage model, and it was in there. And this is where you can start to build it. And on the top right hand side of that was a box that says personal aspirations. Put those personal aspirations that you've identified in that box. Now, once you've got a plan, what happens is it helps you drive you towards your ultimate goal. And that could be the top 100 practice for you, John. It could be that having something you pass on to your children. It could be that 300 clients paying 3K a year running with 8 staff. It could be all of those things. But whatever your ultimate goal is, you want to make sure that your business plan is moving you closer to that goal. And what the stage model does, it's that great planning tool. We use it in our own business. We use it with clients all the time. It's a great planning tool to help you define your targets, your actions, and your growth estimates in a clear and focused way. You can use it to create your plan, but also to communicate and track the progress of your plan. So let's look at the elements of the stage model. So it starts with the strategic growth vision. What do you want to achieve? What's your big goal? And put that within your personal aspirations. Put it within the center of the stage model. Write it so it's clearly there. Then identify your themes and targets. So what are the quickest and most effective ways to sustainably and profitably grow your practice? And the growth assessment that some of you have seen, some of you have done, that is a great way to get really, really clear on what are the areas that you need to focus on. So Stacey, for you wanting to be realistic, is do that growth assessment so you can understand which are the bits to start to hit first. And as per the book, another way of kind of thinking about what are my growth themes, what are the stuff that I need to be thinking about, is to do a simple SWOT analysis, so strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, or dig into the opportunities and threats deeper with a steepled analysis. So think about the external market forces, such as the social, the technology, the economy, the ethics, the technology. Have I done technology? Yes, I've done technology. Political, legal and regulatory, environmental and demographics, and really think through those. And once you've identified those themes and targets, cluster them up into the big ones. So I know that I was talking with Matt this week, and what we identified was there's a lot to get done. There's really growing the amount of leads coming through the door. But the big theme that you had, Matt, was about how do I get back my time? And so we actually went straight into systemization before we started to look at actually how do we put more volume through it. And the key thing is, so you will have maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different themes depending where your practice is. And for each of those themes, you then want to break them down into what targets are needed. And in the book, we talk about having KPIs, which are the things that you will have to help you focus on how is my practice doing. And what we then talk about is numbers which matter, which are very specific KPIs that are focused on the next 3 months of what you want to achieve. And we're going to come on to that in a bit. And once you've got your themes, it's about identifying what actions are needed. Let's look at this model in action, which I think really helps. Now, if any of you did any of the growth advisor, the growth accelerator work, you will think this is very similar to the orbit model. And you're right. We took the orbit model and kind of went, how do we make this better? So let's assume that this practice owner has a personal aspiration to work 2 days a week whilst building a decent exit capital value that will fund retirement with financial freedom. So what is their strategic growth vision? They define that within 5 years, our firm will grow to be a £1 million practice and the leading local independent accountancy firm known nationally for our innovative practices and way in which we wow our clients. So, there's elements of actually quite a few of your practices within that sort of vision. And when they sort of did the growth analysis, growth assessment tool, when they looked through, they came out with these, and they did a bit of a SWOT. They came out with these themes that at the moment they were very compliance led and they wanted to add in advisory services. The next thing was that they needed to increase the client satisfaction so that they could go and shout about a bit more, but reduce client churn. They wanted to increase the efficiency of their practice, which would have helped their profit margin. And it was really important that they got their staff to set up. Now, each one of these themes or targets is going to have its own set of actions, its own set of numbers which matter for them. And just quickly, given what you know about your practice, just drop down in the chat box, what are some of the themes or maybe targets of your practice that you have?